So my name is Cameron Jones, and I am a co-founder of Flash Forest, which is Canada's largest drone reforestation company, and soon to be the world's. Guys, we're going to die. This is a newspaper clipping from my block where I grew up in Kelowna, BC. It's a dry, arid part of Canada on the western province. And these were forest firefighters that actually put this call in thinking that they were going to die when a 25,000 hectare forest fire swept through Kelowna. 240 houses were lost, half the town was evacuated, and despite their best efforts, there were over 20 million trees that burned in this forest fire. Unfortunately, 20 years later, that forest has not recovered. It still looks the same way it did the year after the burn. And additionally, forest fires are actually increasing in severity, they're increasing in size, and the forests are not recovering like they used to because the whole seedbed ends up being extinguished and burned. So we looked at this problem. Bryce and I and Ange, who all grew up in British Columbia, and they were tree planters. And conventional methods of tree planting, where you use a hand and a shovel, it's just impossible to keep up. In fact, in 2021, there were about 4 billion trees that were lost in Canada, just to wildfire alone. So we started a drone reforestation company. This is a burn that was 4 times the size of the one that was in Kelowna that we were planting last year. We have a team that actually operates drones. We fly them off of a computer. It maps the site, and then we end up firing our own proprietary seed pods that we've developed into the soil, and we bring these landscapes back. It's very difficult, it's unsafe to plant in burnt stands, so these are often neglected, just like our backyard in Kelowna. But with drone reforestation and the seed pods that we've developed as a company, we're now tilting the scales and providing a solution to a challenge that many people did not have hope for. So our seed pods. This is a huge focus of our business. And I'm going to do a little bit of a demo here on it for you in a second, but essentially, we've developed these seed pods, and we had our Edison moment, I like to call it, where we were actually able to outperform bare seed. The issue with tree planting is that right now, as the climate is warming, those seeds dry out. The climate is unpredictable. Precipitation is variable, so you're not getting the rain that you would expect. Those seeds are drying. Even seedlings that are being planted are drying. We've developed a pod that can hold lots of water onto that seedling. We have 17 types of mycorrhizae in there. We've developed our own growth medium, which is actually turning into trees at a very reliable rate in Canada, and we're kind of tilting the scales in this climate crisis. Additionally, this is a very important piece. We figured out how to automate the production of these pods. If you heard me in the plenary session this morning, I talked about how in 2019, it took us 3 months to make 3,000 pods. The next year, it was 3 months to make 30,000, and then 3 months to make 300,000 the year after that. We were scaling 10x. We pulled it off. But as of right now, we can produce 210,000 of these pods every single day, and we've tested it with 19 different species in Canada. And then additionally, these are our drones. So what you see in front is actually one of our original prototypes. This drone itself can carry about 1,600 pods, and it's been our bread and butter. It was a very useful tool. But as of this spring, we have a new drone that is 15 feet wide, carries 10,000 pods, and it shoots at a rate of 10 pods a second. Now, I would have loved to have demoed that here on the stage, but in Israel, they didn't want me flying a drone indoors. So let's talk about our pods. You know how an ant can hold 15 times its weight? Well, we needed to do something like that. We needed to kind of break the laws of physics with our pods and say, okay, how can we get something that can do what seems impossible when it comes to holding water? And so what we developed in our recipe is a pod that will swell up absorb water really fast, and hold it onto the seedling. So I'm gonna just drop this in here, and I'm gonna show you what it looks like after 15 minutes, because I did this right before, but that's what it turns into. It sucks up all of that water, and we call this the blizzard test, but I can flip it over, it doesn't fall out. And what this means, and what it's meant for the company, is that our species, like white spruce, that if we were just dropping bare seed out of a drone, they die after 3 days, 4 days without getting precipitation. With our pod mix, we get 360% the establishment rate that we would if we were just using bare seed. So it's a game changer. Additionally, we love using machine learning, and we're developing our own algorithm in the company so our drones can map the site, tell us where not to plant and the optimal places to plant so that we can actually attain true biodiversity. And to bring, I'm going to skip over this one, but I'm going to skip over this one. I want to kind of bring it back full circle. Have you ever had anything that you felt deeply about? Something that you wanted to control, but you just didn't feel like you had the means or the potential to do it? At Flash Forest, we are firm believers that the mind is the limit. Anything you put your mind to, you can accomplish. And there's a great quote by Tim Nockey that I love, which is, "Hard work always beats talent when talent doesn't work hard." So, you will never meet a harder working team than the team we've amassed at Flash Forest. I can say that with confidence. Over the next few months, we're going to be planting over 1 million trees in Canada, and we're going to end up doing this in a matter of days. It's going to break a record for the number of trees planted by drone. By 2025, we want to scale up our operations 24x. We're going to be producing 1.5 million seed pods per day. And of course, I'm here at OurCrowd because we are raising our Series A. There's a few weeks left in the round. And if you are interested in joining our mission, participating in what is going to be the defining reforestation tool of the next generation, please reach out, and we would love to change what has been done historically together and plant 1 billion trees collectively by 2028. Thank you.